Yo, what is up, my dearest piggies? I hope you have an amazing day and welcome to this video. Los Ratones won the NLC, and because they have won the National League in the NLC, they have been pulled into the EU Masters. And the way EU Masters works is that in Europe, you have a lot of national leagues like the Turkish leagues, you have the German league, the French league, the Spanish league, and the NLC, which is the UK league. And the winners of each league pretty much get drafted into the bigger tournament, which is called the EU Masters. And it's basically the tournament, let's say, below the LEC level. And now, when I was a professional player, I played the EU Masters a few times myself as well. And it's always very exciting because you're going to be playing against the best teams. But for that reason, it's also pretty stressful. And I figured that I'm going to try and sit down and analyze some of Baus's games. So today, I analyzed his first EU Master game where he's playing 100% crit Vitop, which again, I'm seeing a player play 100% crit Vitop in pretty much the, the biggest tournament you're gonna have in EU after the LEC, which is just surreal, but also really fun to watch. So I did some deep analysis on both his laning phase and the mid to late to share you guys my thoughts and some insights on a bit more detail so you can all follow it. And if you guys enjoyed this type of content, I would greatly appreciate you if you could let me know down below in the comments. And if you want to see more of it, I'm down to keep following Los Ratones, playing the EU Masters and giving my analysis. So without any further ado, let's deep dive into it. And as always, guys, thank you so much for your support, and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Real quick, before we get into the video, I want to showcase you the Top Lane Academy, which is my new project to help you fast-track your improvement in playing League of Legends. In here, you will get access to my daily coaching sessions, champion guides, an active Discord community of like-minded people, and soon also my courses. If you are interested in getting coached by me and other verified coaches like Chippy, for example, I highly recommend to check it out and to start working on improving your fundamentals. Now, alright guys, let's get into the video. Let's take a little bit of a look at the draft first things first, because of course that's the position that Baus is in right now. Now, of course, when you're playing in a professional environment, nearly everybody's gonna be playing meta champions, and so the most common, let's say, blue side meta champions that you will face are Jace, AD/tank Jace, right, where they go to grass setup. K'Sante, very common, right? Gnar is a pretty common pick. Aurora for AP range, and is there another one? Maybe Ambessa. Ambessa is a pretty common. I would say those five are the most common blind picks you'll see in top lane. Now, of course, when you're a professional player and they've been scrimming a lot, Baus has his own answers ready. If we take a look at the draft compositions, right? The red side is playing with a Maokai in the jungle, which is an AP jungle, and they have a Jay solo lane and Yon solo lane, so they split damage there. And their bot lane, Kai'Sa and Nico, kind of have split damage too. So ultimately, the damage profile on the enemy team is very mixed. And we have Azir, Ezreal, and then Ivan Brown, which is very ranged and just kind of a slow comp. To be fair, I'm not entirely sure yet what Baus is gonna pick when I was watching it. Something with range or like disengage type peel could work, but for example, if Baus picks Gragas, it would be pretty bad because then they have Azir mid, Ivan jungle, and Gragas top, triple AP. That is very easy for enemy team to itemize, so he has to pick an AD champion. So the AD champion that Baus comes out with is a Vitop. Now, I've seen him play a little bit of Vitop. I didn't know what to think about this one heading into the game. I thought it was more so solo queue oriented pick. I've seen him play a little bit of scrims. I never expected him to actually play out in a competitive match. In fact, in his first EU Masters game, and I think the rune setup here is very interesting too, because he plays the setup with Halo Blades on impact makes sense, Relentless Hunter for out of combat movement speed. I think the middle one is pretty useless. And interesting, he goes bomb plating with shield bash and then double adaptive with scaling health. I would argue that I like second wind more against a range champion like the Jace itself. Baus opted for the bomb plating here, potentially to have more stretch potential in the early game. I think here he's still hesitant for himself, but he ends up deciding to stick with the bomb plating, and we head into the game. In terms of, let's say, this 1v1 matchup in top lane, right? The way that I would see it is that Baus is playing with a relatively aggressive early game setup by going Halo Blades. So even though Vi, I would say, is a disgustingly useless laning champion, with Halo Blades, you're gonna have some laning presence, you have some trade presence, right? Especially into the immobile champion like Jason, in regards that he doesn't have dashes, so it's relatively easy to land your Q. So I would say that Baus is able to play for priority, but Jace most likely to get it due to the range advantage, and him being with grasp is pretty strong. So the way Baus used to play, right, from what I've seen, is he goes conditioning every game, and he goes like longsword refillable. Now he's actually playing with bomb plating, and he's gone D-shield, so he's changed up his plans a little bit. Looked like they found a level 1 cheese on the Kai'Sa, and they are not gonna get it, right? So I guess now we just take up a... Oh, no, we are playing for it. And okay, Nemesis ends up getting the kill and flushing away. Beautiful. Are we still in the vicinity or get an assist? Because if we get an assist, we can actually get our level 2 from the first 6 minions here. we end up not getting assist, and I think he's out of range there too. So if he clicks on his EXP bar and he's 2%, he would actually get level 2 from the first 6 minions, otherwise he won't get it. And now, damn, we have to go all the way from here to top lane. So even though this might not seem as important, it's actually very tricky for Baus to play the laning phase now because he has no element of surprise. The way that I would expect Vitop to play out is you want to play with the bushes in the early game, and you want to try and make the matchup a little bit more volatile by opening up with Q, getting on top of your opponent, and getting that Halo Blade with your passive shoot early game trades. And I assume this is also the main reason why he took bone plating. But now that he's gotten to lane so late, the Jace gets priority by default, which means that Jace is going to be able to decide the early game crashes. And this is why if I do early game invades, or if I look for level 1 wards, I always try to be back in lane, say at least the time when a wave walks into lane, because otherwise you're going to run into scenarios where you're actually late to lane. I mean, now, well, okay, Maokai also takes his top side, and nothing really that Vi can do about that. And I just hope we are not losing any EXP. And, okay, so it looks like we're not going to lose EXP, but let's say we lose 1 melee minion. You might say that that's not really that crucial, ultimately. Maybe you do see the reason as to why it's so crucial, but I'll explain a little bit more in depth, because if you lose a melee minion, you're always going to be delayed by 1 melee minion in terms of your level up timer fundamentals, right? So you're going to be 1 melee later to your level 2, level 3, level 4. Crucially, you won't even get level 4 from the first 4 waves. You can only stay level 3. So here, he's not losing EXP, but he is unable to contest a priority. And the reason for that is because Jace right now has what I refer to as a dead time. Jace does not have to focus on any last hits right now, giving him the opportunity to perma-harass onto the Vibe. So what I also always explain to my students is when you are a melee champion against a ranged champion, if possible, it's actually really good to look to still match the wave priority in the early game to not give your opponent that, say, dead time. Because right now, Jace doesn't have to hit the minions. He has like, I don't know, 5 seconds of just hitting the Vi every time he's gonna go for last hits. So Baus positions his Q, gonna go with the wave, gets a passive shoot, actually keeps his bone plating. Did we see the detail there together? Let's take a look at Jace's attack there. I think the attack speed was faster than I anticipated. Yes, so that's a W J start. So Jace can go multiple ability starts. He can go W start, he can go Q, he can go E start. And it looks like Jace has started W here, so that's something we can keep in the back of our mind. The Jace is playing aggressive here. And taking a look at the straight, exactly, this is what I was going to anticipate as well. So what Jace does here is he's gonna hit his W whilst in ranged form. And if he hits W in ranged form, he keeps the attack speed. Then, with the attack speed, he's going to switch into melee form. And the reason it's good to switch into melee form is because he's going to get extra resistances. That's just the way the forms work. If Jace is in melee form, he has more resistances. And then look, in melee form, he's actually going to do fast auto attacks. You see there? And of course, get a W in melee form too. So it's an equal health trait. I would say it doesn't really benefit either too much. But keep in mind that Ivan is a little bit behind on the Maokai, so I wouldn't want to trade too much here. I mean, other than that, I don't really think we can do anything here. Let's just take a look at how Baus last hits on the wave here, because we're playing 5 with D-Shoot. All the melees seem pretty healthy, but I would say that this seems pretty hard to farm. Interesting. So, I mean, just there, right? Can we just appreciate how disgustingly clean this is by Baus? He auto-E's that minion, gets the caster with that hit too, Qs this melee to set up the other melee too, and gets all the last hits. Crazy. I am impressed already, right? And he ends up getting 10 out of 12, which is one of the hardest skills to do when you're playing a melee into ranged champions. Crucially here, he E's the wave, and he ends up getting the Jace's bone plating. Now, question to you guys, and if you don't know, I want you all to pause the frame. When does Baus hit level 4 here, or Jace? What is the timer for level 4? Because this is extremely important. Pause the video if you don't know. If you know, the reference point that I always keep is you need 3 melees, 1 cannon, and a caster, right? If you want to oversimplify it, just visualize that you only need 2 casters to remain. If there's 2 casters remaining, you'll hit level 4. So what I would want to do here now as Baus is try and see if I can match a trait on my level 4 timer, because he's able to contest the wave here. Also, with the Jace EQ damage there, it seems like it wasn't too heavy. So, I mean, of course, Jace just has Q, E, and W, right? And so now, if Baus were to Q here and hit the Jace, I would actually say that this is a great window to try and potentially play for an all-in or get a good fight here, because the Q would kill both minions, I think, right? And then the AoE would grant him level 4, because he only needs 2 casters to remain to get a beautiful trade. So this is the first time where I would say that Baus is missing a window. Same on this minion, he could have punished it, right? If he Qs either this or this minion, he would get level 4 and get a great trade. Jace still needs to get this cannon minion entirely, right, before he hits his level 4. So this was a missed opportunity by Baus here for sure on this frame, and it's just through, you know, the fundamentals. If Baus just plays for queuing this wave, he'll hit his level 4, he'll get some trade opportunities. Not the end of the world though. And now, if you are in Baus's shoes, what do you reckon he should be playing for? because we see our Iron bot and we see Maokai bot. So my goal now would be to just try and see if we can hard push this wave and set up a reset. Very simple. If we set up a reset, we're always going to be at least even. And so Jace is going to match level 4 by getting the Cannon in. Baus is playing safe. He's verified the Maokai to be bot. And now I love this trade. What the hell is it? Holy shit, look at that trade. Wait, what is the combo even? Wait, so he charges up Q, right? So far, so good. Q, auto, spaces auto. My brain cannot comprehend. Q, auto, auto, E, is that it? Wait. Q, auto, spaces, auto, E. Damn, that combo is fast. And then another auto, and he tried to E, but he couldn't get it off. Q auto into space, because when you space after the first hit, right, you actually get the second auto in with Halo Blades, because you have such high attack speed. And then he's able to Q auto, walk auto, E with the W proc. Crucially though, after the trade, right, so this was a beautiful trade, because now Jace is below half, or he's pretty much out of mana, half HP is in our execution range. Do we slow push or hard push this wave? And why? And where do you look at to make that decision? So, what Baus should do, and I hope he's going to do so, is, and I'm assuming he's going to do so, is slow push this wave right now, with the reason to let this next minion wave walk through the lane. Ultimately, where I take a look at right now, is I take a look at my minion wave here, and if my minion wave is here, then enemy minion wave is going to be here as well. So we should allow his minion wave to pretty much walk through the turret, so that we can farm it in a comfortable spot, and then we look to hard push it and set up our recall. Now let's take a look at what Baus is going to do. So as I'm seeing here, he's actually slow pushing. He's not hitting the wave too much, not making this matchup too volatile. Jace, no potions left, is going to get his bone plating. Okay, I actually like his intent because it almost led into kill pressure, and in the meantime, boom, it gave him access to the wave, passed up both ults. Jace has to set up his recall, and Vi is able to hard push in this wave and set up his recall. I mean, crazy good laning phase by Baus so far. That wave clear is also nasty. The Q lines up the minions perfectly with his E. Look at that. The E hit every single minion. Baus is just also so good at this, right? And then Q's this. Damn, that wave clear is crazy. All right. Oh, Maokai is here. That is problematic for him. That slows him down a ton as well. Actually, unfortunate, because otherwise he would have had kill pressure. I mean, he has flash at his Q. I think we're dead. No. Okay, we just do a little bit of what do you call it? A little bit of messy thing. Okay, what the hell just happened there? I mean, ultimately, Baus's recall is correct here, right? Because he would get tempo advantage, he would miss bare minimum. But yeah, the Maokai King is unfortunate. He forced out the Maokai flash. I think we just flash Q out here. I think starting with Q is a little greedy, because I mean, Maokai flash W'd onto him, right? Yeah, he flash W'd into auto Q. Yeah, if Baus just flash Qs, he's out. I guess he was greedy, trying to think you could escape without having to flash, and then he makes it very tricky. Maybe he just did it. Maybe he just knew it and he just did it for the viewers, right? Okay. Well, he escapes. Really good. 900 gold. What are we going to purchase? Symbiotic Souls? Really? I feel like this is such a Baus. Oh, he goes cool longsword and then he refunds it and he goes for Symbiotic Souls and runs back to lane. The wave is neutral. It's a cannon wave. And now the question is, do we want to TP back? Yes or no? I think Baus is going to have a really hard time laning here against the Jace in, let's say, the isolate 1v1. Jace is going to have wave priority. Jace did use teleport himself, but he's going to have flash advantage. And ultimately, Baus is going to go for a reset here without potions. I would want to teleport here and try to seize priority again on the wave state. However, Baus is going to run back to lane here. The tricky part about running back to lane here is with how much damage the minions are dealing to each other. He's already lost 2 melees. He's probably going to lose the cannon and an extra melee minion. But he's going to keep his teleport, and the Symbiotic Souls is going to give him faster recalls, right? I think Baus is one of the few players that I've seen just go Symbiotic Souls on nearly every champion. And to be fair, it inspires me to try it out a little bit myself too. But okay, going forward, Jace matches to level 5. We should check Jace's items when coming back into lane. He's playing with tier longsword, no potions, but he does have a biscuit. And other than that, I mean, Baus has no sustain, right? I think Baus is also notorious to not really play with potions. One of the few players that does so. I am a big advocate for potions, because the way I would see this, right? Let's say we had a refillable potion. If we take 1 equal health trait now with the Jace, and we have 200 health that's going to sustain us through a refillable potion, that's absolutely broken. Baus likes to play without it. I like to play with it. I think with potions is better. I would always recommend it, but Baus has his own art playstyle. And I guess he's going to try... Okay, he's going to Q through the wave and like... Damn, that wave clear is really impressive with just the base damage of his Q and E, because he's playing with D-Shoot and Symbiotic Souls, right? And he kind of just one-shots the wave there. Beautiful spacing again to avoid Jace getting too much damage on them too. Blocks some damage with the bone plating. But yeah, it's pretty hard to control the wave states now. But what's beautiful is that we have teleport to always get out of a tricky spot. Okay, it looks like we're getting a little bit poked. Oh shit, what happened here? Oh, we're fighting on Jace's level 6 timer. That's crucial, right? We say Jace here gets a level timer. There's no reason to trade here. Also, Ivern is bot side. Bousy, bousy. We are not allowed to trade into the Jace level 6. And he has flash advantage. Oh, we're dead. Flash out. Jace. Is this what we call like streamer buff? Baus living here is crazy. He just does it again. And dying here would be so bad for Baus, because if he's dead here, Jace gets solo Q XP, gets the gold, but crucially, he's also going to get the plate. And now because Baus is alive, he's not walking up for the plate. So Baus doesn't lose the wave here, and I mean, he's going to lose some of these means, but he's not going to lose the plate here. And actually gets back in time before Jace gets the cannon wave in. Do we call it luck? Do we get it skill? I don't know. Jace going to set up his recall. I'd be looking to cancel it too. However, crucially, what we are seeing is that Ivern is on Dragon here, and Maokai is unknown. And when this case happens, is it safe to assume that Maokai is playing for grubs? And so I think it's very smart by Baus here, and it's probably being communicated in comms as well, to not go for this play, but instead, yeah, okay, there we go. We verify this, and now he's gonna try and hard push his neck wave, and what is he doing with the cannon minion? What is he trying to do? Actually, I know what he's trying to do. Okay, this is a little bit more in-depth, but I'm gonna try and explain this to you guys, okay? Ultimately, if he wants his minion wave to get as fast into this turret as possible, he wants to get his mean wave here as close as possible to this wave too. However, what I would then do in Baus's shoes is I guess he's dragging this cannon minion to walk with him, and he wants to kill this cannon minion here, kind of around this area, and then hard push the next minion wave of the enemy here too. And because he drags the minion here and is wanting to push the wave here, his next minion wave is allowed to walk up further too. I'm assuming that's what he's doing, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe he's just oinking around and he's being a little piggy, because ultimately you could just kill the cannon and then kill the next wave too. Let's see the wave clear. Okay, wave is neutral. E, Q. Damn, wave's gone. He has a longsword now, but that's pretty fast wave clear. 420 gold. Are we going to recall for a coal? No, we are not. Are we going to try and proxy farm? Yes, we are. We are Baus at the end of the day. Oh. He wards the Gromp. Okay, I mean, he's sitting on gold for coal. Oh, we spot the Maokai. Maokai is invading without tempo. Maokai, what are we doing? You have no flash. Azir's ult. This guy's dead. Yeah, no flash Maokai. Azir ult. I mean... who we want to kill it? It's fine if Baus takes it. It's fine if Azir takes it. Okay, so let's talk about this as well as a baseline concept, right? Like, who would we want to have gold in this game? If we look at the damage profile, Azir is kind of solo AP damage. We do still have magic damage in Ivern and Ezreal, I guess, a little bit. But enemy team is most likely going to be building armor, more so than they're going to be building magic resist against the Ezreal and the Well, actually, we have a very mixed damage profile. It doesn't matter too much here. If Azir was solo AP, we would want all kills to go to Azir, but here, because it's kind of even, I think it's alright. Jace has no flash now, so Ivern being topside, but looks like Ivern's gonna reset and go into bot, so Baus should give up priority on this wave and just let himself get pushed in. There's no reason to walk up here, Baus. The wave is getting pushed into you. Why are we going for this wave? Baus, you're griefing. Baus, you're inting here. So, this wave state, right? What's happening with the wave state? Ultimately, enemy minion wave has 10 minions with the 3 casters remaining, and so the wave is pushing into Baus, and Ivern most likely is going to, okay, he's going to Raptors, but afterwards bot side. So Baus trading here has no merit, there's nobody nearby, and the Jace is just stronger in the 1v1. He has pickaxe, D-blade boots, and Baus has just boots and a longsword. So, I mean, nice escape there with the ult, but absolutely unnecessary to even be contesting that wave. But he makes the matchup a little bit more volatile. Reckless ends up walking to top lane here on the Braum, so I mean, that's good, I suppose. Yet I would still argue that, yeah, he made the matchup way more volatile than he should here. But again, maybe. I'm just not aware of the advanced playment by Mr. Bausy himself here. Unfortunately, Ivern gets the kill. We don't want any kills on Ivern this game. We definitely want this to go on to Baus, but I mean, the end result is good, yet I would still argue that from a neutral perspective, it's just bad to contest this wave every time, and it's fine to just stay full HP, right? Braum is actually intending to go mid, and if we stay full HP with Jace having no flash, we get a lot more kill potential onto him, and we also use our ult here, right? So yeah, no, I dislike this trade. Okay, all good. What's the purchase here? Dirk into Cole, super scaling oriented, right? Now, I'm actually not sure if Vi is going to be able to match Jace or Yone later on in the side lane, because those are the people that we're going to be playing against, but I guess if we go full AD, we might be able to. So, I mean, Jace is no flash yet. We're going to have our ult. How do we trade here? We're actually in the bush. And that is a deceptively long Q. Damn, look at that trade potential from the Q. That is just a crazy combo too. Like I think it's like the Q auto space, Q auto, E, half HP, gone. Damn. Alright, nice. We still have our ult, right? So, and Jace is no flash, so I think we could have potentially even extended that. right? I would consider flash Qing the Jace here with our ult, but not a big Vi connoisseur, so I don't know the kill windows myself here. I think it's not bad to go for this. I think if we land this flash Q, Jace doesn't have flash yet, and we get this kill. So I would definitely be looking for this. Baus is going to hit level 9 too, right? We get a level 9 timer here on these casters. I think it's a beautiful time to all in. Still go for full Q max, and now Jace is back into lane. We have full vision in the river too. Yeah, I think Baus, I mean, we either hard pushes and look to play for grubs, or we look to 1v1 the Jace. Jace has had a pretty aggressive path in there, so Baus is more so respecting, because also the Maokai is starting the grubs. Oh, and Baus just hard pushes this wave. Uses the passive shield to block most of the damage. And yeah, he's just looking to play for the team. Not looking to play for the Jace, but he's looking to play with the team. Beautiful. Maokai is a rep off. I really want the skill to go to Baus. Nice. And then Nico runs away. Beautiful. Okay, we can take the remainder of the grub. Good shit. Oh, what happened here? Baus is the rep off, has the ult. Okay. Jace, yeah, I guess Jace has his flash back now. Just now. Okay, unlucky. Otherwise, that Q would have killed, but we get the Jace flash. Beautiful. We almost have our full symbiotic souls. We're gonna recall TP back. What's the first item we go for? A collector? I guess it's collector. Bro, what is this game? Like, I don't even know. Like, maybe Voltaic still? Like, you have a pickaxe to go for brutalizer. Okay, we got the symbiotic soul, so we have more movement speed now. And this is how you want to play with these boots as well, right? So he TPs back into lane, gets the wave, and with the symbiotic souls and out of combat movement speed, you are super fast with just treating wave state. So he comes back into lane. I guess he's gonna trade here a little bit. He takes a third of Jace's health, loses half of his, and he's just super fast with recalling here and walking back, and he's gonna lose bare minimum on this wave. It's a full cannon wave too. Look at this. He's just gonna run back. He's gonna buy... Okay, he had a full on the serpents, but he's looking to go for a quick look, and he walks into mid. Why is that? Because he wants to contest the dragon, I take it? Jace is also hovering mid, so I guess, yeah, it's the dragon fight that's about to approach. Azir no teleport, so I guess Baus just found the juicy cannon wave for himself. Whoa! Look at the damage on the Yon already. That is actually crazy damage. That is some hard damage. Look at this. That's half his HP instantly in like a full combo there. I can see this, I guess, the scaling orientation by going for damage. However, if we also look at Jace's item, he's going for, I believe, the Sojin, right, with the grass. So this Jace is also still going to remain very tanky. However, remember that Baus pushed the wave, recalled, got the mid cannon wave, gets the scuttle, and in the meantime, Jace only got the wave. So Baus is getting a lead here by just playing macro correctly, right, and his movement speed. He's not even having to kill this Jace right now. He got a mid wave cannon wave, which is give or take 200 gold, and the scuttle crab, so he gets about 300 gold worth of stats, and he's looking to hard push this and probably eco towards his collector here. Nice, we get a trade here, not too much happening. Iron Brown topside, so we're trying to make the matchup volatile. Gets the plant in. Oh, that's tricky. Yeah, he gets a plant. He's get at level 11 on this wave. That's a very smart roam by the Nico. I didn't even think about it too, but yeah, we see 4 casters. Oh, okay, yeah, actually, yeah, there was a 4th caster. Dude, look at the damage on the Nico. That was like Q auto, like he didn't even try to kill that guy. He just one-shots people. -1. Okay, 3v2. Pretty good damage there. Nothing else really happening. I think this play is over, unless... Leon is there too. Yeah, we should just back off. I would just recall with the boots that we have and probably open up to bot or mid. He ended up going for collector, yeah. Full 80 damage Vi, right? I guess the way Baus plays. Now, again, I'm a little bit unsure about this build in terms of how it works into side lane and your scaling, right? We're trying to make a play on the Kai'Sa because we're making a play in the top lane in the meantime too. Okay, we get the Kai'Sa flash. Pretty unfortunate. A lot of plays that Baus me forcing out, they're just able to flash away. Like the Nico flashed away, the Jace flashed away, the Kai'Sa flashes away. So that's a little bit frustrating. But he ends up being able to circle around back to mid, then I think his end position is going to be back at the top. Okay, let's take a look at the damage output in the mid game, I guess, with the setup. The Jace is pretty tanky, right? I guess he wasn't on vision there. Nope. Damn, that's half HP. I guess the way the setup works is if Baus comes from Fog of War, right? So he hits them from Fog. He's going to be the having the advantage, but otherwise, I mean, he can just get one shot too, right? Either by Yon ult or like, I don't know, Jace EQ walking into a bush should also one shot him. So let's take a look at this game set, right? Let's walk through win conditions here. So it looks like Kai'Sa's actually going AP Kai'Sa. Nico's AP. Maokai is AP. So no tank in enemy draft really. So I guess the full damage Vi actually makes a lot of sense. And you guys should ingrain this as a habit too, right? very often when I'm coaching my students right now, I want them, when they're walking back, even before heading into the side lane, decipher where they want to go based on the stats that we see in side lane, and think for themselves on how they want to try and progress this game. What side lane do they want to match? Where can they play? How does enemy team comp play? So I'm taking a look at this game here. The win con for enemy team, I would say, is maybe mid-game skirmishes with 5v5s, but I would say that they are pretty much outranged by the Azir, Ezreal, Braum in a 5v5 too, right? It's really hard for them to actually engage on the Braum and the Ivern, so long as we are grouped up. I think side laning, I'm not sure about yet. I mean, Baus has full damage, so I think he can actually try and one-shot the Yone playing with Blade King and the Jace playing with Sojin. Nico is good at like making picks, so maybe playing for sneaky picks, right? Maybe walking into side waves. We have teleport on 3 people. We have teleport on Ezreal, Azir, and on Vi, so I actually think we have a lot of side lane potential here too, and we're already 11.5 compared to Jace being level 10, so we are ahead in every regard. So long as we just play disciplined and play out side waves, group up on the correct timers, I don't see a great way for enemy team to win this game, because 5v5 is hard, and I don't even think side lane is easy for them. I think Azir is completely able to stop both Yone and Jace, and I think Vi is fine against Jace and Yone as well, so game state looks extremely good for us, but I do know that this is gonna turn into a long game, so let's see as to why. So Yone ends up meeting bot lane here, and we see that we're making a play top with 3 people. We're actually showing as well, right? Ivern and Braum show now, so Vi's job actually should be to concede this bot lane turret and go mid and make a play here. Kai'Sa has no flash. If we are making this play in top lane, an enemy team is not defending it, where are they likely at? They're likely making the same play as Baus. So what Baus should do now is actually step away from this and move mid lane, or potentially be included here. We get this turret, we get this turret, and maybe they only get this, right? They only get this turret. Or we get this turret and this turret, or potentially kill on Kai'Sa, because Kai'Sa has no flash too. So Baus actually should go mid lane here and should not stay bot. Great mistake. This is the first mistake where I would say, yeah, this we could have expected or anticipated this coming, and we already got to play on Jace, right? So we already have a victory here. And also, when we're taking a look at the score here, 1-5. It's so long as Baus just kind of make sure he doesn't lose too much, this game is full winning for him. The job that Baus has right now is, again, we got the Kai'Sa's flash earlier. If we make this mid lane play happen, it's just insane, right? And I think it's very good to anticipate that this play is, yeah, about to come upon us. Now, I think Baus was anticipating this too, so maybe he's thinking, I'm just gonna cheat this wave and be fine. But the Maokai was already behind him. Oh, that's a Nico. Yeah, you can't really outplay that. At least he got the wave, or most of the wave, and so it's gonna slow them down on to like how much they can progress here. But I still think, or I still would argue, that the play to mid was a consistent play. And yeah, I mean, I used to be a professional player as well, right? I played my fair share of EU Masters, or say National League games too, and these positions are very replicable, right? From enemy team's perspective, they don't have too many plays besides trying to overload on side lane and getting catches. They just don't win team fights, and when they're conceding top lane, it's safe to assume that they're making the same play onto us. So yeah, Baus should just respect it here. Our team is doing Dragon. We're all bot side. Now Baus makes the correct play. He learned from the last time. However, I would argue that we don't need everybody on Dragon here too. For example, Braum here doesn't really serve a purpose, and we could also have a combination where, for example, 2 people are taking Dragon and we're still defending this play, but it looks like they collectively as a team decided that we just concede this, we concede the tier 1, and we secure the Dragon and play for the soul. I'm not sure if I want to play like this when we're so far ahead, because at the same time, if we just defend or take the fight there, we might be stronger. But then again, I'm also not the biggest macro genius, and it looks like we just want to consider the Dragon here and be fine. But yeah, we risked tier 1 obviously, and Baus ended up defending here, but now the tier 2, they cannot progress, and Nemesis is getting the bot tier 1. So to be fair, at the end of the day, we got Dragon on the bot tier 1, they only get the top tier 1, it's still a net positive trade, and like I said, Braum recalled and was stopped to defend. I mean, so perfect macro there by Mr. Los Ratonus, and actually looks like they got 2 turrets with Herald. So yeah, mind me, I'm an idiot, I didn't factor in those things too. So they got Dragon, bot tier 1 and bot tier 2 for the trade of a top tier 1. Insane macro by them actually. So really beautiful here, and they're able to escape as well, and so they're only really able to get turrets, and we're just gradually expanding our lead by trading more. Okay, it sucks that Mr. Velia ends up getting caught here. He kept his flash, I don't think he could have done much about it, but then we get tempo to the top side too. So I mean, at this point in the game, I don't really know how it's gonna go wrong, but it's gonna go wrong at one point. So we just neutralize the top wave, we're beautiful in CS. Looks like we're going for Noonquiver. What is that Noonquiver going into? Lord Dominic's, right? Yeah, we're going Lord Dominic's. Okay. Well, we just push it outside. We have not too much happening here. Take a look at the damage here. Alright, what's Maokai's items? Do we check before we go? Not really. Maybe he was aware. Merc shots and full AP. pretty good damage. At this point, yeah, it's just more so a macro-oriented game. He pushed out top wave, trying to hover into mid. We're trying to force some fights. It's just a little bit of a tricky game, right? Against Jace here, I think this, I mean, yeah, when we're both kind of standing in the lane, Jace wins. If we come from fog, we win. But here, the Jace actually just destroys us. I mean, yeah, 2-item Jace against 2-item Vi. We just can't play like this. But Baus is known to be -1. A little bit of a savant here though, so he just goes in, gets the wave, and flashes out. He's just escaping death the entire game. I feel like Bao should have had like 3 deaths, 4 deaths this game, but at the end of the day, we're dealing with Messi here. He knows what he's doing. He's calling for a potential TP here, by the way, that he's piloting. Oh, okay. I just like this TP for a lot of reasons. I think this TP is just a little bit of a waste. Like, he walks here, it takes 5 seconds. The area is already controlled by his team. Jace is late. Like, he's gonna have to push this and this wave. And also, Baron is spawning in 2.5 minutes, so this teleport is pretty bad because now he's not gonna have Baron in sync with... Sorry, not teleport in sync with Baron. So I actually dislike this TP. And also, he doesn't have ult, so it's not like him being there 3 seconds faster makes that big of a difference. So I actually really dislike this TP. Against the +1 though. Yeah, we're playing for Dragon, maybe playing for Articon too. We don't have ult, so I don't think we're that useful in this team fight. So I just want to try and get this Dragon, push out bot waves, and honestly afterwards I want to start playing for Baron, and that's how we win this game. So yeah, we're gonna recall. We got our Lord Doms. We open up top lane, which is interesting. I think we could also open up bot lane together. Let's take a look at the items, right? Yone has 2.5 items with shield balls, so that guy is trickier to kill. Kai's has 2.5 items. Actually, I thought we were way further ahead, but we're not even that far ahead because the Yone and Kai's are super farmed, right? I would say bot lane is kind of even, mid jungle kind of even too. Like, we're not really super far ahead, but we do have the privilege of having 3 dragons, so Dragon Soul's a win condition. And I still think 5v5. I'm not sure we're stronger than the Yone side right now. And I mean, we saw earlier against Jace, if the Jace is in melee range with us, or like we're stepping in the middle of the lane. Now we do have the Lord Dom spikes though. So we end up pushing out top lane. We move to mid. What happened here? So we push out top. Makes a lot of sense. We're trying to hover to our team. We're walking here a little bit deep, but we're getting pings too. I'm not sure where enemy team is at. We're sitting on the mid wave. Gotta be a little bit careful here. I mean, nothing great seems... Oh, Maokai ult. Damn. I mean, Ezreal can escape, right, because of his E, but this Maokai ult actually reaches from here to Narnia. I think he can go over the wall, but it looks like Maokai ult still would have reached. I'm not sure if he would have survived by queuing over the wall there, but yeah, Jace was there top side, so looks like we just get a trade though. All right, Baus dies, but we get the kill on Yone. Not the end of the world. I think we can just play for Articon here potentially. I mean, it just kind of stalls out the game. Nothing too much, though. We just straight 1 for 1. We get the shutdown on Yone, so I would even say it's worth. I'm going to assume that Baus now goes for Serpent's Fang, right? Against the Shield Ball Yone. Baron is up, but it looks like we're not even playing for Baron here. Trying to see, right, how LR should play out this game. I think that's also just tricky for me to spot here. What I would potentially do as Baus here is just push out top wave, as he is here. Recall, buy Serpent's Fang, and overload bot with his team, right? So they're making a play bot. So what I would do now is just recall. We can't really progress here. Actually, Jay shows here, but I'm scared of Yone potentially. I don't have flash, I don't have ult. We recall and just go bot together. And we either play Atacon, we set up Vision for Dragon. That's probably how I want to play, but let's see what Baus does. Okay, he's going to take over the mid lane wave. Always going to be cautious of Nico in the mid lane waves, right? We didn't get a reset in, crucially. Man, why do you seem so limited in such a controlled environment, right? If this is a solo queue game, I'm certain we would have gotten more kills, but I mean, we are not getting a lot of action. It's just a very macro-oriented game and a very slow-paced game. I guess now we're gonna get the fight for soul, though. So let's take a look at this fight. So Baus is circling around. He's close to level 16, didn't get his reset in, but that's okay. Ivan is a little bit chunked, right? I guess Azir and Ezreal have a lot of range, but Kai'Sa, Jace, thinking about it, he have even more range. So yeah, he's trying to set up a flank here, but it looks like Ivan is already poked. We have zero vision. Very tricky. Zero vision against a poke comp. Every bush just feels like a death trap, right? And actually, yeah, we are outranged here by the Vi and Jace. The bros just keep getting poked, so it's hard to approach. And front to back, it just doesn't work. Looks like Vilya got hit again, so we have to concede. Wait, did he get hit again by the Kai'Sa W? This Kai'Sa smurfing it really with her Ws. Oh, look at this, right? Vilya get hit again there by the Kai'Sa W. And yeah, and then we just have to concede. Okay, so I don't know how we could have played this out a little bit different. It's just the poke comp without having any vision just makes it so we can contest this, so we have to concede. And push the bot wave here. Okay, Vilya's recalling, that makes sense. We can push out the bot wave here and perhaps open up top lane, open up with the team. Braum recalling, Azir recalling. We should be recalling Bausy. Actually, maybe we can just one-shot the wave, right? No, yeah, this is very greedy because his entire team is in base, and so when your entire team is in base, you have zero pressure on the map, and because we have zero pressure on the map, even if we get collapsed on now in bot lane, our team cannot take Baron because they're not in position to hover anything, right? So here, I just don't think the risk to reward here is worth it for Baus to play for the side wave, because even if they collapse onto us with 3 people, there's no drawback. It's not like our team can do Baron here, so maybe he's just gonna escape again. Nope. He's fucked. Yeah. Maokai flash though, so Maokai flashing is crucial. The next 5 minutes Maokai can look for mid lane plays. And interesting, Baus is actually not gonna go for Serpents, he's gonna go for the shoot bow, like he's gonna finish the shoot bow. I'm not sure if I like that, I don't think shoot bow does too much here. He does a 50% crit because of Lord Doms as well, right? So he's actually gonna have 50% crit with no, wait, he has Collector, Lord Doms, and with Shield Bow, he's gonna have 75%. So he's going for a more... Holy shit, that guy's a damage. So he's going for a more crit-oriented build. If Ivern dies here, we actually lose Baron straight up. Damn, the old W combo into another Q. Well played by the Kai'Sa. Damn, this game is actually on a knife's edge. This death by Baus slows down the game significantly though, because now we have to open up bot lane, push it out again. Beautiful. And now instead of pushing bot, he's looking to hover into mid. I do feel like Baus, every time he makes a mistake, he ends up figuring out the mistake really fast and instantly adapts, right? So that's great to see. But even here, with the Jace and Kai'Sa poke, it just feels so disgusting to approach, because the only engage we have, right, is a Vi ult, or like an Azir flash ult, or like a Brown Q, or like an Ivern Q, but these are really tricky engages. So I actually thought we had a massive draft advantage with the range too, but the AP Kai'Sa here is such an issue because there's nearly no threats to this guy, right? And then we have these this annoying Maokai slows with the stuff. Like, it's actually really hard to approach them. Jason's getting the tier 2. I guess Baus is gonna play for side lane. They just took the Autocon 31 minutes in, but I guess at that point the Autocon doesn't really matter, right? Yone just solos the Autocon potentially. I do believe he can 1v1 the Yone. Yeah, Yone just backs off, makes sense. Oh. And Maokai's there too. Tricky. This instance though, his team is ready to potentially go for Baron, right? His team was on the map. I mean, I don't hear the communication here. But yeah, this is the thing that I've been noticing as a trend with Vi, right? If you stand in a lane like this, you're actually just super susceptible to any plays, because, I mean, you one-shot people, but you also get one-shot. But looks like we're gonna trade the kill here potentially for Baron. Yeah, okay, I mean, Azir just one-shots the Baron, right? So yeah, we do get Baron. So I'm still fine with that trade. And to be fair, again, enemy team is really good at like poking, but they also don't have the best 5v5. Like, they can't engage on the Braum Ivern, so it's like poking or making plays on side lane with like the Maokai, right? Like, this is twice in a row where they're making a play on Baus. And the game state still just kind of looks even. We get Baron. Next Dragon's coming up, so this is going to be soul point. This is going to be an important one. Oh, I mean, I skipped forward. We died again. Damn, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean, right? See, Vi can do this against the Yone and Jace as well, but if they have the element of surprise, and I guess he stacked the Q on the Grom, so he comes up with Q3, you just get a one-shot. Damn, that's 3 deaths in a row for Baus, though. Now it becomes costly, and this is, I guess, also the main reason as to why this game ends up extending for so much, because now they're gonna have to concede the Dragon, and yeah, the game just kind of stalls out. So out of the last 3 deaths Baus had, the first one was pretty greedy, right? All the way overextended in here. The second death was worth it because they get the Baron, and this third death is actually a smart tempo trap by the Yone. And I guess now we're in the action. Let's take a look at our damage finally. That seems decent. I mean, against a 4-item Jace, we do kind of just one-shot him. This Maokai ult every time is on us too. Holy shit, actually, what the... Okay, see, this is like the first time we actually see the damage. Like, he's 1 HP with the shield bow here. Look at this. Oh, you almost one-shot that Kai'Sa still. Yeah, we just gotta play so slow. We can't go in still. Okay, I can see that we have the scale. Like, we do a lot of damage, but at this point, I think we just kind of have to fight for the next neutral objective, right? We're gonna play for Serpents. We're just kind of farming the side waves now. Oh, we have a little bit of action here. Yeah, I mean, from any team's perspective, they're just trying to continuously catch out Baus. I feel like this is the win condition for so many teams, right? They're just trying to catch out on Baus every time. What the f is that damage? Ivern Q. Let's take a look at the combos we kept closest. Auto E, Q, ult, auto... Oh, he's on, yes. Still a beautiful combo. Bro, what is that damage? Let's take a look at Yone's items too. Like, this guy had a shield bow. So this, I mean, Maokai is just getting one shot, right? Yone has 4 items. He has way more items than Baus, and he has what's his what? Jack Show, and Shield Bow. Take a look at the damage. Holy... I can see the value of scaling here, but again, he can one-shot people, he just gets one-shot. What did he sell to get this? He sells the Dirk to get the Infinity Edge, so now he's 100% killed, right? Can we just take a moment to appreciate that we're playing a professional game? This is a full professional game. And we have a... Well, I was going to say lethality. It's more so crit vi top in an EU Masters game. There's no player besides Baus that would play this. I just think it's so fun and entertaining to watch, but it's completely psychotic too. It's just crazy how he makes this work. Maokai is dead, so we get the Baron. Now we're gonna play for slow when we just win the game, right? We don't have ult yet, so we gotta play this a little bit slow and be cautious of their poke, but because Maokai isn't there, we're probably able to get position here first. So long we don't get poked by the Jace and Kaisa, we're gonna be fine. Baus is sweeping in 10 seconds. Yeah, we want to go for this bush too. Take away as much of their vision as we can. Beautiful, sitting behind the Braum shoot. And now, yeah, we just get the soul too. If we get Baron and soul. Oh. This is tricky, right? If you play frontal like that, it's very easy to just get CC by like a Maokai W and your fight's instantly over. Oh no, wait, he stole it. That's a soul. Wait, how does Maokai steal this? I can't really see it from this perspective, but I guess they flipped it and then Maokai just steals it. Are we seeing the same thing here? Is that just Vi's E on Nico? Is that one Vi E on the Nico? He hit the plant. Oh my days. That's more than half her health by hitting the plant. And Maokai steals it. That's unfortunate. Baus is a cannon. Anything this guy hits right now, I think just gets one shot with the Infinity Edge spike. Oh, we give a trap. Okay, how do we get here? Jace is recon like a greedy piggy. But he has Edge of Night, so he can actually dodge the Q damage, right? Is it enough still? 4k HP, Edge of Night, 4 items, tabbies. Oh, that's true Edge of Night as well. Holy moly, bro. Auto E, that's a true combo, by the way. You can't do anything about that. And the Q is even blocked, right? Normally it would be Q and you are stunned, I guess auto E into ult, maybe another Q even at that point. No, because he doesn't have any ability haste. Yeah, if you surprise somebody from Folk, you just 100 to 0 them. That is just ridiculous. How do we die? Oh. Oh. Dude, this gameplay is just it's so fun to watch, but I'm getting I don't know, started with it. Look at that damage, bro. He reacts so fast too. He almost turned that. And keep in mind, guys, that's a Jack Show soul point. Like, they already have soul and shield bow Yone there. That almost gets one shot. Look at this. Baus is 1k HP, bro. Dude, if it wasn't for all those extra resistances, the Yone would just be dead. That is just crazy, right? He gets healing and shielding power from the soul. I think otherwise he's just dead. If Baus gets serpents, it's over. Baus just needs serpents. Yeah, he's gotta go buy the Dirk back. He just needs serpents now. It's just like a mosquito on the wall and he just gets slapped, bro. What the hell is that? Yeah. He has a red potion too. I mean, Baus ends up finding these crucial picks. Actually, is Baus gonna go for Serpents or is he gonna go for Edge of Night? I would argue that Edge of Night is also really valuable, right? Because then Jace E or like Yone ult also doesn't work against him, or like Nico ult or stuff like this. So maybe Edge of Night is even better. Okay, so we have to kill Nico. We have our mid inhib open, so we're just gonna siege this. Can we make a play here? No, enemy team is respecting really hard. I guess we play Elder, and I guess we play Baron again. This game ends up lasting for a long ass time. Why don't we go Serpents or Edge of Night? Surely Yumus isn't optimal here. We already have out of combat movement speed with our Relentless Hunter too. I think Yumus is a mistake. I think it has to be Serpents or Edge of Night, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not familiar with the game. Ultimately, I'm not a fight top player. Crit animation is satisfying too with the punch. We should get Baron, and now we have to play for Elder. We one-shot that Baron too. Baus might push out a top wave. Baus could also just push top. Ooh, I actually like pushing top here, because then he forces the Jace or Yone to come top, and I think he can win the 1v1. I would push top lane here, because our mid wave and our bot wave are already getting pushed in, and then we can always teleport or circle around, but we get pressure on the map. If we go like this, we just give them a 5v5, which is like their only way they can win. And we have triple teleport, right? Azir and Ezreal could TP in as well, with already pushing sideways and Baron buff. I dislike the recall here. I think Baus should push top. At the same time, this Elder fight kind of seems guaranteed though. I don't want to be that guy, but if he had Edge of Night. I mean, Baus is griefing here though. Why are we walking here, Baus? You literally know he's there. Yeah, that is... Baus does this too, like Baus knows what he's done. That's one that will make you sweat. The gut feeling you have after making a mistake like that is indescribable, by the way. That is an awful, like, gut feeling. Oh no, they get the Elder too. That's like the only way we lose. Nemesis gets a kill, but yeah, it's not enough. That's a good kite by Ezreal Braum there. Wait, Nemesis gets another kill? How are we just getting kills here? Wait, wasn't Nemesis like 1 HP here in the middle of the fight? Wait a second. Look, Nemesis is 1 HP there. And they have Elder. Ivern is balanced. What the hell was that? Yeah, they have Elder, so I guess we just slow down. They have Soul. We actually get Siege now too with the Elder, right? So we just have to respect, but they don't have Barons, so it's pretty easy to clear out the waves. I guess we could have considered that faster too, right? Remember when like they were permanently making plays in sideline? I guess maybe Ezreal Azir could have looked to move too, but at the same time, no, I don't really think so. I don't really think that was a play. Not tricky. I mean, yeah, we have a rep potion. Again, if we get CC'd, we are one-shot. If we get on top of body, we one-shot people. It's like, whoever plays the next team fight better just wins this game, right? It's a 15-minute game. We got spotted. He walks in here, like, I mean, we did see the Maokai, I guess. I still think it's a little crazy to walk here. Guardian Angel on the Yone, Edge of Night on the Jace, not really any targets here, right? I'm gonna make the assumption that the Zhonya's is probably gonna be on Kai'Sa. I'm not entirely sure here. That's one W on Baus. He just gets one shot. Baus playing on the edge here. Q on the Jace. Ooh. Oh. Was that it? Just was that it? Q on the Jace. Auto E. Ult on the Kai'Sa. And gone. And the game's over. The game's over. That's it. But that's like, I feel like this was also our first real 5v5 in a lane where we got the engage. That's it. We win the game. GG. That was a 15-minute game, but also a 15-minute review. I think the laning phase to me was the most, I guess, like, had a level of replicable parts. I think the way Baus is playing the laning phase is ultra clean, but there was positions where he traded where he should not be trading. In terms of macro, I think Baus made like a few mistakes, right? Defending that bot 2-1 turret was a big mistake, but I'm sure he got scolded by that too by his team. And then some picks in side lane were tricky, but the beauty about watching Baus is that this guy just finds plays, like, and his playstyle is so weird, and he makes it work. Like, at the end of the day, he still had 12 kill participation out of 20 here, which is the same kill participation that Ivern has here, right? And Jace is 1, 6, and 4, so ultimately a top gap was present. Most important stat, he had maximum damage. GG's. Alrighties. Now, guys, to you guys, if you want to see me break down some more of Baus's games in the Los Ratones games, right? I'm trying to have like a hint of education, well, mostly education, maybe a hint of being funny. I'm just not that funny guy sometimes. But I enjoyed this. I think it's fun to review it. Kind of reminiscent of, for me to think about the past when I was a professional player too. I enjoyed it. Hope to have shared some new insights. And if you want to see more of this, please let me know. And as always, guys, thank you for coming by. Have an amazing remainder of the day. Thank you for your support, guys. Peace.